What slime are we doing this time?
Today's quicksand.
Yes.
Today, we're going to make quicksand. Now,
What's that?
quicksand. Okay, so have you ever read a story where the protagonist or the story is running and suddenly they get caught in some kind of dirt and they start sinking in the dirt and they can't get out of the dirt and they have to be pulled out by some miracle of a surprise person running along to pull them out of the quicksand. So quicksand is technically it's a substrate. It's a type of dirt. And it does exist, but it's not as scary as the books or movies make it out to be. In most cases, it looks dry. It has a dry coating on the top, and you step on it and you start to sink. And the more you struggle, the faster you struggle, the more you sink. But in real life, that's kind of an hyperbole. Does anyone know what a hyperbole is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's an exaggeration.
Excellent, very good, Aiden. Yes, it's an exaggeration. So quicksand, it can sink and it can trap you, but it's very rare that it will trap you quickly. But if you do get stuck, it is important to ask for help from something like the fire department in Ranya's case. What happens is there's like an empty space in the earth. There's a bubble in the dirt, and if you get a little bit of liquid, maybe a little bit of dirt, it starts to sink and it can pull you in. It doesn't require liquid, but it often has liquid, and you start to just sink in and follow that. It's rare that it's super deep, but it can happen. So it's important to get help.
So it's similar to tar.
Yeah, it's similar to tar, except you can usually see tar, right? Yeah. So we're gonna make our own version of this quicksand, and in that case, it's usually a dirt or sand that's like operating kind of like a liquid, a lot like a lot of our non-Newtonian fluids, right? So we're gonna make something. I invented this recipe myself. I worked really hard to find a recipe that was a lot like that sand, like at the mall, like at the Brookstone store or whatever. And I could not perfectly duplicate that. I got all the ingredients I listed and I still couldn't do it. So they're doing something very interesting with that line. I can't quite figure it out. This is as close as I could get, and I based it on the oobleck. Do you guys remember making the oobleck?
Yes.
Do you remember how? Say that again?
How do you make the slime without activator or glue?
Right, that's the oobleck slime. This is very similar to that. We're using a cornstarch base and adding sand to that. So go ahead and open your bag and check everything off your checklist to make sure you have everything.
20 more minutes.
Right? You should have a tall container of sand like this.
I know, that's what I
It's the heavy container.
got sand in my eye.
You should also have cornstarch in a smaller container like this. You should have chalk powder.
What do you mean by a water bucket?
So in my case, I just have a little bit of water on hand.
I got two. You're supposed to.
Excellent, Eva, I see that. Very good. I like your color combination too, Eva. That yellow.
My favorite color, Amber. How did you know?
I try hard. So a stirring stick and a spoon. So you have your bag. If you don't have, here, I just learned this from Mr. Chad, because we all know Mr. Chad's a genius. If you don't have a table protective covering for your table, you can always just use the bag. You can either cut it open and lay it real flat and use that, or you can just lay it and have a small space. But I just thought that was super genius of Chad. Don't you guys think that's super genius?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna show you how to do that. I'm gonna use a knife. You might ask for an adult's help on this one, or you can use scissors, and you just slice down the bag down the sides. See that?
There.
And this slime has a lot of particulate in it, hence the sand designation. So if you want extra protection, it's not a bad idea. Now I know Joel has those awesome trays to work in, so he's probably pretty good. It'll probably clean up real easy for him. See, look at that. It's a table covering. It's brilliant. Ah, I just love, Mr. Chad is just one of the best teachers ever. Okay. Oh, and here's John. Excellent. So you should have everything laid out. You should have your table covering. I'm going to show you, I put down 2 coverings because this one gets a little messy. We're going to pull it out and play with it. You should have protective clothing. You should have your paper towel and rag, anything to clean up with, and a water bucket. Right?
Yep. Will this one come off of your clothes?
This one should come off of your clothes, yes. All right, are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Excellent. So cornstarch and sand are the first 2 things we're going to work with here. I want you to open the sand carefully. Try not to get the sand all over your living room or dining room or porch or kitchen or where else do I see people working? So I have sand, big container, sand, heavy. You also have the cornstarch, right, in the smaller container. So go ahead and open that. Go ahead and open your container. And you can see the cornstarch. Now this is a lot like the oobleck slime, okay? This is going to take a lot of work to stir, just like the last one. I want you to take your sand and your oobleck, well, your sand and your cornstarch, excuse me. Take your sand, take your cornstarch and dump them into the big container. Make sure they're both there, all right? So go ahead and mix that cornstarch and that sand together.
Well, I'm not even there. Hey, John, I don't even have my apron on.
Oh, Ma, you better get your apron on then. Mix it all together, okay? And remember to mix all the way to the bottom. We want a really even distribution. I'm using the spoon because I find that easier, but you can use the popsicle stick if you prefer. Now you're going to see that the texture of the sand has changed. Do you see that? It's a little bit lighter in color.
How much of the sand do we put into this?
Use all of the sand and dump the cornstarch into the sand, into the bigger container. Good question, John.
Okay, that's more.
Yeah, that makes a little more sense, right?
Yeah,
John, I got to meet your dad last night.
that's nice.
Yeah, he came and picked up your lesson.
Yeah,
He's a paramedic and a first responder, isn't he?
correct.
Yeah, he's working very hard to protect everyone right now.
Mm-hmm. He gets really good deals. Everything.
That's good to hear. I'm glad people are rewarding them. All right, so mine looks pretty evenly mixed. Can you see that? Very cool. All right, now, are you ready for this?
Is this good? Is this
Yeah, that looks great. Go ahead and add your powder and your glitter.
powder?
Your powder, this is chalk powder, and it's going to turn it into a pastel color like the one you're working with.
Both or just one?
This?
Whatever you want. Yes.
Got it.
So add the chalk powder, it's just chalk, and the glitter. I have a big chunky glitter. I don't know what you guys have. You can add, if you have more than one chalk powder, you can add them both. And I want you to mix that together. Now, just like the oobleck slime that we made, this can stain your fingers a little bit. So I want you to keep that in mind. It won't stain your hands until we add the water, but think about that. And how many of you still have your rulers from the magnetic slime last week? Very good. Because if we have time, we're gonna have a sandcastle building competition. Does that sound exciting?
Yeah.
We'll mix it in until that color is really evenly distributed.
This keeps on jumping out.
Stir gently, it will help. Sometimes I find that tilting the container a little bit like this can help distribute everything a little more evenly. All right, mine's looking pretty evenly distributed.
Excellent. Okay, now I want you to add a little bit of water. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup. I think you can add up to a 1/2 cup and have this work, but start small, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to add a 1/4 cup, see this, of water.
Can we use the measuring cups you got us?
Yes, so if you're going to use the tablespoon, go ahead and do it a tablespoon at a time. All right, I'm going to use, there we go. And so you can see that water? This, you need to mix this just like you mix that oobleck, all right? Because it's going to have a lot of the same properties. It's very much based on the oobleck. If at any time the quicksand completely absorbs the water and you still have dry sand, I want you to go ahead and add a little bit more water. But if you take a look here, you can see how mine's coming together. Remember, this isn't going to be like a traditional activated slime. This is going to be a lot more like the oobleck. But we're going to be able to take this out and play with it.
How do we know it's ready?
Hold on, I'll show you.
Because mine just is like wet sand.
It is going to be like wet sand, but it's also going to hold together a little strangely. And remember, just like the oobleck, when you're slow and gentle, it's easier to stir. Now, have you guys ever walked on the beach?
So we stir and will be easy. Then it will be easy to stir. I think I put a little too much water. How do I fix it?
That's right, Joel. You can add, is it soupy? Can I see it? Go ahead and try, make sure you're getting all that sand from underneath. So right now I'm questioning whether I need more water. I still see some dry spots, but the sand holds together. See that?
Should we use dish soap?
Yep, go ahead and put that little squirt of dish soap in if you want right now. I'm going to flip mine out onto my workspace. So the dish soap, you don't need a lot. Just go ahead and drizzle a little bit. Okay? That dish soap is mostly to prevent things from growing in it. It does help everything stick together just a smidge. Watch what I'm about to do. You probably have some dry at the bottom. Okay?
No, it's all mixed in.
All right, go ahead and dump it out onto your bag or your workstation.
Mine's food just that. But I think I'm at the bottom. Okay.
Mine is all watery. I have to scrape the bottom to get it.
Yep, so turn it out onto your station and you'll see that it's a little powdery at the bottom. That is now the top because you've turned it out.
So, switch the water.
And begin mixing it together.
Yes.
Don't add any more water at this stage, but do put it out onto your table.
But mine's like soup.
I think it's gonna work for you, Rania.
Oh, really?
So look at how this sand holds, and it holds like the shape that I make with my fist on it. So look at how this sand builds up.
My sand is not building up. Mine's just floofing.
So if you want to add a little cornstarch to it, if it's still very wet, you can do that. Can you tell that I'm building mine up? So you can build it up and up like a pyramid. See, once I turned my sand out, even though the bottom was dry, I didn't need to add any more water once I turned it out, because I was able to mix it with my hands. You're gonna have 5 minutes, the competition, this is gonna be the competition. You're gonna have 5 minutes to build the tallest structure you can. And you must verify that yours is the tallest by measuring with a ruler, real data, all right? And you're gonna have to tell me what your number is, okay? And it must hold enough to be measured. All right, so when I say go, you're gonna have to build a tower. But we're gonna have to all start from the same spot. So I want everyone to mush all their sand down.
Down?
Yep, smush all the sand down.
Can you participate in it too?
I will participate in it as well.
Stick to a cast.
Oh, good. So you can see how I have a little hill here. I'm gonna smush it down. We want everyone to start with it smushed flat.
Is that flat now?
Yes, I would count that as flat enough. Okay, you are going to have 5 minutes and only 5 minutes
I'm gonna roll out that drawer right next to you.
to build your tower. You must document the height of your tower with a ruler or a measuring tape. And when I say go, the 5 minutes starts, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Start?
Yes. The competition is strong. It's looking very good. There are some very tall towers going on. You guys may not need 5 minutes here. Look at those towers go. Four, 3, 2, and 1. All right, everyone, let's measure. Hands off. Hands off, everyone. Hands off. Hands off. All right, let's go around. All right, Joel, how tall is yours? Nice. That's excellent. Very good. Mine's at 4 1/4. Can I see your sand? Can we all see your sand? There we go. Okay. Nicely done. Nicely done, Joel. That's a feat. Good job. Oh, I love, that's right. You have it in the tray. That's so helpful. Great job, Joel. All right, Aiden. Let's see yours. And you don't have a ruler, so.
I asked my brother to get it, but he says he can't find it.
Okay. Well, it's a fine looking structure. We'll come back to you if you can find one, okay? Caitlin, or Eva, let's take a look at yours. How tall is it?
About 6 inches.
You got 6 inches? Whoa. That's incredible. 6 inches tall. I don't think I've seen a tower that tall.
I got a competition.
Yeah, that's impressive, Eva. Davin, do you want to show us your tower?
Really nice height, but not nice enough.
Davin? Can you measure yours?
I didn't make one.
Okay, you just had fun?
I didn't have enough sand because it all got stuck to my hand.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry, Davin. But now you have the recipe and you know how to make it, right? Excellent. So, Kendall, can you show us your tower?
That's the last one, like 2 whole days. I'm picking it slow. You did not want to measure?
Okay, I have a measurement.
Ooh, that looks good. So how tall is it, Kendall?
4 inches.
4 inches. Yeah, 4 inches is what I usually see. That's impressive.
I have a measurement now.
You have a measurement? Okay, hold on. Let's go to Rania.
Okay.
Can you measure it, Rania?
Yes. It is higher. It's 5 and 9.
So a close second to Eva. Very good. Let's see what John has. Oh, yours even picked up and turned over. That was cool.
6.5.
You have, I gotta see this. You gotta show me. Whoa.
I'll do the best that I can. Right there.
All right. And put the ruler up to that. Nicely done. And it is 6 inches? 6.5. Impressive, John. All right. Kylie and Ashlyn, can you measure yours?
3 for Ashlyn. And about 5 for me.
Nicely done, you two. Very good. All right, Aiden, let's see what yours is.
Actually, it's 5.5.
This is where one starts. Real. Yeah, correct myself?
Yeah, 5.5.
5.5 for Aiden. Very good. Okay, so Caitlin, how tall is yours again?
Make a power stand. What?
How tall was yours?
That's not good. Make a power stand. Oh, my brother said it's 7 inches.
What?
Yeah.
So it's 7 inches?
Please.
Yes. 6 inches.
6 inches. So Eva, you have an excellent second place to John's first place of 6.5. Very good. I'm very impressed with you all. Are you guys ready for one more competition?
Yes.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to make the longest shape that you can make. All of the sand must be touching and it has to be continuous. It does not have to be necessarily tall, but it must be long. All right, I'm gonna count down. 5, 4, 3,
2, 1, go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands off, everyone. Hands off. All right. I gotta see this. Show me your structures. Show me your long structures.
22.
22 inches.
22 inches.
20.
Eva, you look really excited.
Mine is not.
All right, so Aiden is doing a great job. I can see her measuring it. Aiden, would you start over your measuring and demonstrate to everyone how to do that?
Let's watch and see how she measures.
All right, Aiden, can you talk us through it too?
Looks like she's the longest.
Yeah, I think
You put your finger on the edge of your thing, and then you put the ruler on your finger, and then you mark it with your finger again on the other side.
Yeah.
Like put a dent in your thing too, and then you try again. And then if it's shorter than the ruler, you just mark it at the end, and then do that.
Excellent. And you're making little dents so you know where you measured, right?
Mhm.
Excellent. Very good job, Aiden.
pictures about
All right, so I want to see everyone measure their pieces. Rania, did you make a long one, or are you just gonna watch?
Sorry, there's music in our house. I made one, but I didn't measure it.
Okay, so let's start with Ashlyn and Kylie. Can you measure?
We gotta measure it again though.
That's 92 and a half. This one is
13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and a half for Ashlyn.
17 and a half. That's amazing, Ashlyn.
table for college.
No, but it's still a very good job. It reminds me of a stegosaurus from my angle.
And then just under 24 for me.
Ooh, okay, so that's a record, 24 inches. All right, let us see Kendall's.
Yeah, you're 12 and 12, 24.
All right, how long is your structure, Kendall?
Hi, Gary.
24, 24, 24. What do you think that is? Do you think that's 32 and 4? You think
Hold on, sorry guys, I'm having trouble hearing Kendall.
Oh God.
Did I measure wrong? Sorry,
Okay, so Kendall's measuring.
we'll just stack this onto here. Perfect.
Or did it not look like a continuous structure anymore? Go, Mary.
Boy, Kendall just keeps going. How many is it, Kendall? Kendall, do you have a number? I can't hear you.
She's muted.
Yeah, oh, there we are.
29 and a half. Whoa.
29 and a half. I think it's a new record. That's pretty good. All right, Gavin, did you build a wall or a long structure? Okay.
24.
Joel, you are excited. Hold on. We're going opposite direction. So now Eva gets to go.
33.
Wait, what?
33.
Beat Kendall's record?
Yeah.
Good job. Can we see it?
Yeah.
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 Nicely done.
Can you see it?
Yes. That is like the entire length of the table.
Yeah.
Did you have to get something longer to measure it with? Did you find?
Yeah, we have a long ruler.
You got a yardstick.
So
I've got I guess you'd call it a yardstick to my left. It's almost as tall as I am.
Oh.
All right, good job. So that is 33 for Eva. Very good. All right, Aiden, what was your count?
39 and a half.
What?
Oh my
We
God.
just keep
It was
mopping each other.
3 whole feet and then 3.5. So
Amazing. All right, Joel. What have you got?
24.
24.
Very good. That's amazing. Mine, I forgot. I got so distracted watching you guys and so excited I forgot to make mine. So mine is 5 inches. Mine's 5 inches. Do you want to see? I'll show you. I'll measure it in front of you. Mine is,
Yours is 5 inches.
yeah.
Let's see a
I forgot. I got excited watching you guys. It was so cool.
12 inches.
All right. Good job. I want you guys to clean up. The next step is cleaning up.
Please.
So I do believe Aiden was the winner with a very close second with Caitlin, which is pretty incredible because Caitlin, didn't you took second twice, which is some very consistent performance. All right, folks, I have to go now. I have another thing to get to. You guys have done awesome. I'm very impressed with your competitions. Make sure you clean up your space with that rag that we make sure you have earlier or any of the table covering. Got it?
Thank you.
Good job. Bye.
You want to play with my slime?
Bye.
Bye.